What is up, survivors? We are here for another mod review. Today's mod review is going to be a mod called Dino Raids. Now, this is a new thing and it's not exactly stable, so I would highly suggest you try this somewhere you don't care about what happens. But essentially what this mod does is it creates Dino Raids that'll come after you. Think like orbital drop from Extinction. These are standard settings and you'll be able to change how often they come. Typically it looks like it's every hour and 30 minutes is roughly when it shows up. And then it's also based on how many structures you have built. So standardly, you have to have at least 50 structures built, and then it's like an easy style raid. Then from 50, it goes to, you have to have at least 200 to get to the medium sized raid, and then from there, you have to go to 500 to get to the harder sized raids. So what we're gonna do is actually, instead of waiting for the timer, we can actually start and stop these via admin commands as well. And I'm actually just going to start the Dino Raid now. So this is going to be 3 minutes from now. We're going to see the first raid come in. Now this is going to be an easy raid, so we're not going to see anything too crazy. It's going to be multiple waves that come in. They're going to be corrupted dinos. You should see like pteranodons. We should see some stegos, some dillos, some raptors, and I think that's pretty much it. But in 3 minutes, I'll be able to tell you. All right, so the raid started. We're in here, and as we can see, there is a lot of pteranodons in here mad at me right now. So the game is supposed to be able to distinguish whether or not you're actually building up on pillars on a platform somewhere or on the ground. So this should have been some land dinos to include in here, and for whatever reason there isn't. So what we're going to do is get rid of these guys and see what the next wave is. There should be 5 waves. You should see a notification after we take these guys out. And it looks like eventually they will start banging up the foundations, it looks like. Come here. Come on out here. And as you can see, we're out here doing this on the island. So it doesn't particularly matter which map you do this on. Come here, man. Come on. There we go. Alright, so that went away. That was them. So we should see, and they are doing damage to this stuff. They are damaging the stone structure. So, oh, yep, there's more of them. Here they come. I don't know why it's doing a flyer wave. Maybe it just does that sporadically, maybe randomly. Sometimes you get land animals, sometimes you get air dinos. Not entirely certain. But anyway, that should be wave 1. We don't have 200 structures built, so this should still be the easy one. And I'm just kind of waiting to see what else shows up. Sometimes it might be hung up in the rocks over here, maybe. Now, this will actually affect different tribes too. So this is basically tribe specific. So if you, from my understanding, the way this mod is written is if you have, oh, here's our final wave. With my understanding, the way this mod is written is that if you have multiple tribes, it will bounce between who's the one that actually gets picked and who doesn't. Which is kind of cool because it kind of makes every tribe on your server kind of fend for themselves. At the same time, they're probably a bit more concerned with getting their stuff in order, just in case they're the ones that get picked for this. Alright, and that should have been the final wave. And like I said, we get loot out of this. So it's not just let's go ahead and fight these guys just for the sake of fighting them. Obviously, you're getting meat and hide and the corrupted nodules, which is nice. I think the corrupted nodules work like organic polymer, don't they? So I feel like that's definitely a plus. So you got organic polymer being delivered to you, which works out. But just the idea, I think sometimes with PvE, we tend not to make very defensive positions. We tend to make more things that are aesthetically pleasing to us, and that's kind of one of the niches with PvE, is the ability to do that and not have to rely on very heavy defenses because we don't have to worry about other players coming in and blowing up our stuff. But with something like this, I think you're kind of forced to do a happy medium. You're not going to have 1900 turrets out here, but you're going to have to get some sort of defensive going for something like this to happen. So this was the easy wave, and this was actually the flyer wave that came in. So as you saw, it was just mobs of pteranodons over and over again. So what we're going to do is keep adding to these foundations and get ourselves to that 200 slot so that we can go ahead and see about spawning like a medium-sized wave. So we'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. We've made this thing a little bit bigger than what it was before. I'm pretty sure we're at that 200 point threshold. I'm pretty sure anyway. We are about to find out though here in a second. So what we're going to do is queue up the next. First I want to check what the timer is. So it still looks like 53 minutes, and obviously we are not waiting that long. So we are going to start this raid right now and see what happens. So again, 3 minutes. We'll see what comes after us. If it's just little Dillos and Pteranodons, that tells me that we're still sitting on the easy one. But definitely want to check. I'm pretty sure I made enough structures for the 200 mark. For the 300, we'll even try the high-end mark, and I'll put a roof on this whole thing and add enough to get it over that 500 fresh point, just to see what we're looking at. Now, keep in mind, these are just corrupted dinos. So corrupted dinos can hurt lots of stuff. So you want to watch that. Definitely want to pay attention to there. You're not just going to be able to defend yourself with stone structures against this stuff, because it's corrupted and it won't care. And as you can see, like even the Pteranodons were doing damage to some of these, some of the foundations in here. I think it was. Oh yeah, they were doing damage to some of the foundations. So it looks like they'll try to go after you. It appears like the Pteranodons were coming after me, but on the trials that I did before, the land-based critters, if they can't get to me, they'll try to blow up the base. I had raptors and stuff attacking some of the foundations early on when testing this. But yeah, so let's see what happens when these guys show up. Here we go. All right, the raid has started. Trying to find out. Oh, here we go. All right, so this is definitely the medium one. So now we're getting Carnos. These aren't corrupted creatures. This is just a Carno. Some dire wolves coming in after me. Yeah, it looks like some dire wolves. Titan boa and Arthroplurus coming in here too. Now they can't. These might be different because they're not spawning as corrupted creatures. So they won't actually be able to do any damage to any of this stuff, with the exception of the centipede. The centipede could actually hurt the structures if you bit it. So far, so good. I mean, it's actually running really smooth. I think there was a disclaimer on the front of this mod saying that it could potentially, you know, mess some stuff up on your server or on your single player. But really, we ran through a couple of easy raids real quick before I started recording. And no issues really. The only issues I've had are sometimes this little lull session between the rounds. Like the game can't quite figure out that the round is over. But it used to do this with the supply drops and element drops on Extinction anyway, so it's not a huge deal. Oh, here we go. This is halfway through. So we got a Pteranodon, dire wolf, raptors, more Pteranodons. We got a decent amount of stuff flying around here, though. A wolf, Titan boa, another Pteranodon. Come here. Thank you. Wow. Definitely a mess of stuff that keeps coming at it. It looks like it's kind of, while the easy one was like Pteranodons, Compies, Raptors, and that was kind of about it. Maybe a Trike or a Stego. It looks like this is definitely pulling from the same group of things. So we've seen Titan boas, Arthroplurus, Terror birds, Argies, Pteranodons, Raptors, Wolves, Stegos, Trikes. I think that's it. But it looks like it's been like the same kind of pool of those creatures over and over again. Alrighty, so we are back with what looks to be, I think we're at the 500 structure to limit now. So what we're going to do is start this up. I've been trying to keep track of how many things I've been building, but I think we should have enough. So what we're going to do is start another raid up here. And, oh, actually, why does it say -1? You know why? Because we stopped one. So let's just start the other raid now. Should be done in 3-ish minutes. Okay, so in 3 minutes we'll make sure, like I said, we should see the harder one, so we should see something significantly different, but we'll go ahead and double check that. While this ticker is going down, a couple things that I misnoted. So first of all, it is random whether or not you're going to get corrupted creatures. Sometimes you're going to get them and sometimes you aren't. And also, these waves actually, the whole raid in and of itself will target a random tribe every time the ticker goes all the way down. But you'll be able to set all this stuff in the INI, and again, we'll have a link to the description, or we'll have a link to the mod workshop page in the description of the video, so you guys can check that out. But all of the settings, and they're all explained on there about how they work. I would definitely advise looking that up so that you can kind of maybe cater it more towards a single player or a small tribe or even a large base server. But this can be interesting, so we'll find out in a couple of minutes whether or not we get hit with the hard one. We should start seeing some bigger stuff. You also have the option to set how many creatures spawn per wave on here as well. So you can actually make this significantly bigger, which I kind of like the idea of. I mean, you can kind of gradually ramp something like this up so it's not terribly hard for newer players starting out, but once everybody's established, you can also beef it up to keep it challenging, which I really like. But yeah, we'll see in a couple minutes what's going to happen to us. All right, the raid is starting up. We should see what kind of critters we're going to get here. And it looks like they're spawning in down here, so we got a trike coming in. Okay, we got RGs, we got Valanas, we got a Managarmer that just took off. I'm not even sure where that... Oh, man, he just landed right in front of us. Holy crap, okay. All right, guys, I see you. I see you. So we got Managarmers, we got Wolves that came in here. A Daedon that came in. Wow, all right, so we got a significant amount of things in here. Now, I think these guys are weaseling around because they're trying to figure out a way in. The trike is just gonna find its own way in. Oh, goodness. All right. Managarmer down. This... Ah! You know, I have admin codes on. That still scares the crap out of me. Let's get rid of him. But this is cool. RGs, Managarmers, Volanosaurs. Like, that was a significant amount of different stuff that came in or after us. I'm digging this. This might be something I mess around with. Man, this is a cool mod. I dig this so far. All right, so this is significantly better, and we're seeing animals that we don't normally see. Plus, I don't have, other than Structures Plus and this mod running on this instance, I don't have any other mods running. So these creatures that are coming out of all the other DLCs, I got nothing to do with. They're just spawning. They're just spawning in. Oh, another one's coming in. Oh, now we got Wyverns. We got a corrupted Giga that came in. Oh, man. All right, so the hard one is no joke. Still not as quite as many people. Look at this guy, man. He's just not happy. The corrupted, oh, the Giga's just running through stuff. The Stego's down here tearing stuff apart. Oh, man. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Oh! No! Oh, my goodness. They're tearing my house apart. What a bunch of jerks. All right, well, I guess, you know, all this hard work I did over this, right? Well, I guess now's the time to get rid of you guys. Wow, look at this Giga. He's just messing this whole place up. Oh my gosh. Wow. All right, that was Sabertooth. Corrupted Giga just dropped. So you can change the spawn distance, which you might want to do, judging by what just happened here. So that the creatures do spawn a little bit further away. I mean, that Giga practically spawned right on top of the house. A little challenging, but as long as you had some decent tames, you'd probably be alright. But this hard one is spawning some ridiculous stuff. That's a Reaper, a Magmasaur. Oh my god! A corrupted Parasaur. What is this? Is a direwolf out here? A Magmasaur? Alright, Sabertooth. Direwolf. Alright, so it's still spawning some of the little stuff, but Magmas. Holy crap. Wow. This game is not playing around. A Magmasaur? So it does look like on purpose it's about 30 seconds between gaps. Oh my god. We got a Wyvern coming in. We got a Giga over here. Got a Pteranodon flying over my head. A bunch of mad RGs. This is getting insane. Terror Bird. Okay, I haven't seen one of you guys in a little bit. Dire Wolf. So it looks like it still spawns a little, you know, the smaller creatures here and there. But that was a corrupted Giga and a Wyvern that came in at this, or a Wyvern that came in at the same time. But it looks like after you complete a wave, you get about between 30 seconds and a minute. And I've been timing it to see if it was the game not figuring out the difference between them. But I think what it really is the mod actually giving you a slight break in between waves to kind of just a little bit of time to kind of breathe between the rounds, which I actually kind of like. Originally, I thought maybe it might have been something wrong with the game or the mod detecting when the round was finished, but it looks like because the time gap is so consistent that it's actually meant that way on purpose. There is a setting actually to change the time between rounds as well. Oh man, what do we got now? We got another Giga, a Spino, 2 Spinos, corrupted T-Rex, RG, something down here biting me, another Ravager, another Ravager, Sabertooth. Man, this Ooh, this hard end is definitely more difficult. There is I think there's definitely, at least it feels like there's a huge jump between the normal and the between the medium and this one, I think. Seems to be anyway. Oh man. Alright, so we finished it out. Holy crap. Now, I didn't even pick up the bags. I didn't even start checking everything for bags. But I mean, again, this is vanilla loot settings, and we'll go through what I actually picked up. Now, this doesn't include all the hide and the corrupted nodules and all that good stuff. But we found black pearls, chain bolas, different types, rifle, shotgun, blueprints, armor, element, sulfur. So stuff that comes from outside of this map was trickling in, like sulfur was showing up. But then also saddles were showing up too. We had the blueprint for the Theory saddle, but more importantly, we actually found a rock drake saddle sitting on one of these guys, and a blueprint for a manic armor saddle. So not only could you, in theory, tame these guys when they come in, but now you can get the saddles for them too, which would make this really interesting depending on what map you're playing this on. I mean, wow, that was really impressive. And as you can see, what's left of the house, they beat this thing up pretty bad. They beat it up pretty bad. Corrupted creatures, corrupted gigas. Corrupted gigas suck when they're breaking your stuff. Yeah, wow. Well, I mean, definitely having plenty of natural sunlight in here now. Anywho, guys, this mod, man, I love it. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. This is definitely something you want to look at and look into if you're playing a PvE server and you're looking for a bit of a challenge, regardless of whether you're early, mid, late game on it. I think this is something that always puts you in the preparation side of things. I mean, I could maybe see it on a fun little PvP server where you have to do this and fight each other, but primarily I definitely see this working on a PvE server. Especially with multiple tribes, because you never know who's going to get hit with what. And it seems that it does in fact cater. If you make something up off the ground, then you'll get hit with a flyer raid, so it'll be nothing but flyers coming after you, or things that can get up there after you. And as you can see, there was a huge variety of the types of stuff that came after us. We'll have a link to the Steam Workshop guide for this mod, so you guys can check that out and all the settings and how it works, and absolutely check this one out. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and thanks for hanging out. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell so you can see when the next videos are coming out. Feel free to follow me here, follow me on Twitter, and definitely check out our Discord. We stream right here on YouTube Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. Keep on the lookout for later on this week. We'll have the next installment of our Conan series going on, and later on in the week, we'll come out with another Ark playthrough episode, and then roll right into our streaming weekend with some other stuff too. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and until next time.